Welcome again to Spotlight. I hope you were at our first one. And we're doing a whole month, maybe 2 months, on the Sabbath, Shabbat. You think about this amazing gift that God has given to us that many people have lost sight of. We go back to creation. This is not something that Jews came up with or that God gave to the Jews. This is back at the very beginning. It is a part of the very constituency of things that God wanted to have. And he goes through, the days of creation and light and clouds and land and the sun, moon, and stars and the birds and the fish. You can see this kind of a progression. Each day kind of built to the next one. And now we're getting from birds and fish to animals to bigger animals. And finally, at the top, God makes man. And then God looks at him and, as the joke says, I can do better than that, and makes a woman. Whatever it is, now he has man and a woman, and he gives Adam and Eve this amazing gift that is behind why everyone in the world is here. I mean, the gift of love and sexuality and making love. This is part of life, and it's filled with delight. God didn't have to do that. He could have made it like eating some vegetable or something else that you don't like. No, he makes this filled with delight. This is God's gift. We didn't come up with that. Adam and Eve didn't come up with that. That's from God. But then he gives another gift on that day. The Sabbath. 2 amazing gifts on the same Friday afternoon. One, to bring delight between this perfect man and a wife that he just created. And then the other one is to give those two a delight with God. With God, we get to be in delight with God. God will delight in us, and we will delight in God. That's why he made us in his image. That's why we're different from the animals. Someone has said we're only 1% different in our DNA from the monkeys. But think about that 1% that we're made in the image of God. We can talk to God. We can communicate. We can feel. We can relate. We have choices. We are self-aware. We can have language. We can read books. We can go to the moon. We can make computers. It's an amazing gift that God says, I want you to be able to be with me at our level. John Ortberg put 3 chairs out of the Trinity. These 3 beings have loved being together forever, forever, forever. And then all of a sudden they spread out and they bring a 4th chair. And they say, we want you to be with us too. And they invite us into community with the Trinity of the universe. And God gives us a Sabbath. And he comes down and he says, we're going to do this one day every week. The other days you got to take care of everything. But this one day we're going to be together. Can you see that every day of creation was better than the day before? More complex, more wonderful, more amazing, more creative, more color, more filled with sensual pleasure. And God makes Adam and Eve and gives them love and sexuality and a Sabbath. And the 7th day was to be better than all the other 6 days. What's happened? What has happened? People ask me, is the Sabbath still binding on people? And I said, what are you talking about? No one says, is sex still mandatory? Is God still expecting us to? We have to kind of keep some lid on it somehow in the world and be careful with it. But somehow with the Sabbath, it's faded away from people. God meant it to be this amazing gift of delight. Better than marriage and making love and sexuality. That's what God's intent was. And I'm just part of a group of people that want to get it back and just say, let's find a way. We may not get it all the way back until we get to heaven, where we have the full ability to have sensual pleasure the way Adam and Eve were created to have it thousands of years ago. But we can still have amazing days. Sabbath should be the best day. The Jews talk about the queen of the week coming, as the Sabbath hours come. And just this day, you don't have to work. We don't have to keep up. We don't have to compete with anybody. we just have a day of delight with the people we love and with our God. Well, obviously, you're going to have a certain picture of God if you're going to delight in that God. If you have no delight in your picture of God, then you better go back and, and find that. Because the Sabbath was meant to be a day of delight with a God of delight, a God who delights in us, a God who is in delight within himself and gave us as his gift a day to be the very best. This is Spotlight. I'm Pastor Dan. I hope you'll be with us for every one of these because it's really important. God's best gifts. God bless you. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.